Hey guys, Terry here, and welcome to this next lesson, which is all about the art of the Instagram bio. So, in this lesson, you're going to learn the basic 101 of an Instagram bio and how to create the most impactful one for your brand. And I'm going to walk you through some examples so that you can see these different concepts in action so you better understand how to apply it to yourself. So, before I get started, if you're a business, then I definitely suggest that you change your profile over to a business profile or a creator profile, just not a regular personal profile, because you're going to also be able to get the insights as well as tag yourself as a category, which is important when it comes to discovery on Instagram, okay? If you're not familiar with how to do this, simply Google it and you'll find instructions on how to change your profile over, and it's very easy to do. So, you might ask yourself, how do I create an Instagram bio that draws in buyers and followers? Okay. So, an Instagram bio is extremely important because if it's not especially if you're a business, okay? If it's not clear and they don't understand what you're doing or what you're saying or what you have to offer, especially if your content isn't on point, then you're gonna lose people. You got a few seconds, right? With all of the profiles on Instagram, over 1 billion, and all the other things that we're distracted with, they need to come to your profile and they need to see exactly what you do. And it needs to be clear within that first initial second. It's the first thing that they see, okay? So when it comes to the bio, the two most important things that you want to answer is what is your account about and why should people follow you, okay? You are limited to just 150 characters in your bio description, so you need to get to the heart of your business and capture the attention of your audience immediately. Okay? Your bio is like your business card. It's your website. It's your first impression. So be impactful with your information that you think is going to be relevant to your audience and your business, all right? So if we look at this little example here, a powerful bio can consist of the following. So you want to have your brand colors, your brand logos. You want that very clear and cohesive, okay? And you want a very clear logo. There's oftentimes people that have bio logos and their logos are cropped off, right? It's very simple to just do a simple Google search, figure out what the dimensions are for the Instagram bio, use a free tool like Canva, and make your logo fit so that it's very clear on your Instagram profile, okay? You have your username, which doesn't change. So this is a static type of situation. So make sure that it's easy to find. A lot of underscores and dots are hard because it's an extra step that someone has to take. So try to keep it simple. Then you have the name field, which can, be anything that you want. So it could be the name of your brand. It could be, working girl digital courses or marketing courses. It could be whatever. So this changes and it's independent from your username. Then again, as I mentioned, as a business, you get a category tag. This is important because Instagram uses this inside of their native search when people are looking for brands within this category. And then, of course, you have your description, 150 characters, very straight to the point, relevant to your audience, right? So for this example, they have an academy that teaches you how to grow your business and mindset, price of their course, call to action to sign up. Then you have your URL. This is very precious real estate, so you want to make sure that it's something that you want to send your audience to, because the only other place that you can add a clickable link is in IGTV, so you want to use this real estate properly. Location tags aren't just limited to a location-based business. This is also helpful because, people look through this stuff. For whatever reason, people look through location tags and you can be found. So simply adding this is just great for your exposure. Then you also want to have contact options. I know that sometimes people don't put their email and they just use their messaging, but a lot of people, especially when it comes to businesses, do like to communicate via email. So just having that option is really helpful and not in your description, right? Because it's not clickable. That's what the point of this button is, so that someone doesn't have to retype it. They can just click and go. And then, of course, you have your highlights. Make sure you have covers for your highlights. If not, it gets junky and it's not easy to see. And so highlights are just a different way to articulate the different, think of them as like chapters of a book or sections in a magazine. So it helps really take a different step so that your audience can see the different things that your brand is about, okay? So a key tip is that if you're lost on how to set up your profile, look at your competitors, model those elements, and pick the ones that work best for you, okay? And as with all things social media, keep it simple. The more difficult you make it for people to grasp what your business does, the less likely they'll be to tap follow. So don't try to use all of these jargony, fancy words. Keep it simple, keep it clear, keep it straight to the point. All right, so let's walk through and break down the different elements of the Instagram bio piece by piece. So the first thing, as we mentioned, is your username. We're going to start with this because this is the first thing that people search for. This is your handle. All right, so you get a maximum of 30 characters, and it's your unique @handle, okay? So something that's unique to your brand, something that's unique to you, whatever the case may be. And the username shows up in Instagram search similar to a Google search. So if someone types in your username, they'll be able to find you. So keep that in mind that you want it to be something that's easy. Again, a lot of underscores and periods make it difficult for people to search. It's okay if you have it, but it's just an extra step that someone has to change their keyboard over. So it could be a little bit time consuming. All right, and try to avoid ambiguous or difficult usernames unless you're like an influencer or personality, but again, keep it simple, okay? So if you see here in these examples, the Fifth Watches kept it simple. They were able to get the handle, the fifth, right? So very easy, very clear, not hard to look up. And then we have in this example Crab Queens, but this is Crab Queens Houston because they have restaurants in so many locations that offer different things, and they use their Instagram to promote the different, whatever they have going on for that specific store. So they've decided to make a IG account for all of the locations that they're in. So very clear, very straight to the point, very SEO based. So if someone's, in Houston and they don't know Crab Queens is there, but they type in Crab Queens and see Houston come up, boom, they'll be able to find it very easily. All right, so the next thing is your profile pic. And this is something that describes your brand or you or the essence of you very clearly, all right? So if you have a logo, that would be the most ideal situation, or if you're an influencer or personality, a clear picture of yourself, okay? So the ideal specs of the Instagram profile is 180 by 180 pixels, all right? So just pick any sort of clear picture that you can easily identify, who you are and what your brand is. Again, get these dimensions, use a free tool like Canva, and appropriate your logo size. You can't have a cropped logo or a tiny logo that people can't see and expect for someone to understand what it is. So you see here in this first example, she's an influencer, so simply having a photo of herself, perfect, clear, easy to see. You can see that she's very fashion oriented, so great photo. Glossier, instead of using their logo, chose to use their brand color, which is the pink one. So easy to do, simple, that works too. Poosh chose to use the text example of their logo, very clear, you can see it, it's not tiny, it's not small, it's not cut off, perfect. And Starbucks, iconic logo, Starbucks mermaid, fits perfectly in this example, okay? So you can use your color, your font logo, or your visual logo, whatever makes sense, just make sure you choose the right size. So now we have the name field, which again is different than your actual username, okay? The name field is often overlooked because people just assume you use the same thing as your username, but it's not the case. This is a chance to leverage keywords that are relevant for your brand so that you can show up in the Instagram search and discovery so much easier, okay? So this example here, Amy Porterfield, she, instead of repeating her name in the name field, she puts online marketing educator. So if someone is searching online marketing or, educator, she's going to have the ability to come up just because she has this in her name field. Starbucks, of course, chose to keep it simple. Starbucks coffee, same thing with Krispy Kreme donuts, right? So they could, just say Krispy Kreme or just say Starbucks, but you'd be surprised. There could be some people, right, international, worldwide, that just don't know who they are. And this is important because then it helps you realize what they have to offer, okay? So you can be clever and creative with your name field, whatever works for you. So now we have your bio, okay? You have 150 words to quickly and concisely describe who you are. So keep it short and sweet, keep it to the point, keep it simple, and there's so many different formats that you can do, right? You can do short summaries, you can do list formats, you can include emojis, you can have hashtags or add other usernames. Whatever it is, make it work for you, okay? So you see here in this example, she again changed her name field here, right, to say online courses. And she says, I teach people to turn their passion and expertise into a profitable online course. Very straight to the point, very simple. She's the name of the course that she's created, some of her goals, right? Some of the things that she's hit, right? So that's going to help with validation. And then a call to action to her masterclass, okay? And so using the emojis are fun, it shows off personality, and it also helps navigate the reader's eyes. Same here with Frank Bod. They took this opportunity to add their branded hashtag. So they're focusing on building community. So they want to make sure that you know there's a hashtag that you can use. And then they just use their very fun tagline, get naked, get dirty, get clean with my natural skincare. It's very appropriate to their demographic, to their brand voice. So it works out great for them in their bio. And then they list all of the different places that you can shop their products, as well as a call to action to their website. So very straight to the point, very clear and concise with a lot of personality. All right, so the next thing that you have is your call to action and your URL, okay? So the link in your bio should be optimized to make it easier to direct your followers to where you want them to go, okay? So let's say you're running a special giveaway or promotion on a product, then you want to change that link to be exactly where you want them to go. You don't want them to have to go through all of the different places on your website to find your promotion or your blog post, okay? So you can use things like Linktree or just have the dedicated page of where you want them to be. But make sure you use your real estate properly based on whatever your content or your current goals are, okay? So you can see here in this example, she has a call to action to shop her collection to her link. So you can add call to actions inside of your description if you want to drive traffic to that URL, okay? So whatever works best for you and what you have going on. All right, so the next thing we have are highlights. Highlights are an area to take your brand a step further in order to showcase the different things that may be important to you at the time, right? So it could be products, reviews, your values, behind the scenes, about us, right? So a shoppable story possibly. So this is a great opportunity just to provide content and context so that your followers understand your brand, okay? So a key important tip is to have highlight covers that match your branding, okay? And labels. Oftentimes I see people just the word highlight is across each of these little circles, and then it's just the picture of whatever the first highlight is. No, don't do that. You see here in this example, Ethel's Club, they have their slanted font, they have all of the different colors, and then they have the different little relevant highlights. It's very easy to do. It is not difficult. Get a little highlight cover, add a little title, save your stories, curate your stories from them. And it'll definitely take you a long way, okay, in terms of relating to your audience. Now we have the category tag, which is basically what your business is. This is important because, again, this is going to help Instagram in regards to referring you on the explore page, in the shopping page, showing up in search results, right? So you can see that there's so many different topics that people are searching for. And by having this category tag, it's going to make sure that you are able to appear in front of your target audience, okay? And then especially with the Instagram shopping feature, you definitely want your products to be featured in their shopping feed, because then people are going to be able to see you and it's going to be in front of the relevant audience. Okay, so simply just going in and picking the tag that's the most relevant. So kitchen and cooking, right? So this is a coffee maker, so that's going to be perfect as it's a tool for this purpose, right? Kitchen and cooking goods. And then of course, target, very straightforward, shopping and retail, okay? So the next thing is the location. It's letting your followers know where you're from. And if you see in this example, it doesn't have to be directly a business or your address. You just let them know that you're headquartered out of Atlanta, Georgia, because again, when people search for this, you may show up and it may resonate and they may find you just from just having this simple feature on your bio. And then, of course, if you are a restaurant or if you have a location-based business, you want to put your address in, because when someone clicks it, it's going to open up the maps, it's going to open up directions, it's going to show them how far they are from that, and that's just going to be very helpful to bring in foot traffic. So, to take it further with the location based businesses, when someone searches for a topic in terms of places and you have your address in there, so let's just say this is about ramen, or this one's about tacos, or if this one's like a boutique and you're a local boutique, it's kind of similar to Yelp. Like, you will show up in these options and people can find you. And so, Instagram is encouraging more users to do this. So, as a brick and mortar store or a location based store, it's in your best interest to put your address in your bio. So you'd be very surprised that some people don't do that, knowing that this is specific to, this Instagram page is specific for this location, okay? And then again, if it's relevant for them, they can open it up and it's going to give them the directions. So now we have the contact and action options, all right? So these are just the different ways that people can reach out to you. So with the contact options, it's very simple. They can send you a message, which is a DM, they can call you, they can text you, and they can email you. The latest thing that Instagram has done is provided action buttons, and these action buttons can be ordering food, right? So it works just like it connects to Grubhub or a Postmates or something like that, or getting gift cards, specifically connecting to that, or booking now, so or reserving a table or booking at a restaurant. So these are the different buttons that, depending on how people navigate and use your Instagram, you'll know which ones are relevant for them to use. And then, of course, if you have a shoppable Instagram, they will have a shop button so that people can shop your posts. Instead of scrolling through your feed and trying to find all of your shop posts, it'll organize them there for you very easily. All right, so that's it for the art of the Instagram bio. Overall, the idea is to just keep it simple, have fun, and test it, okay? Your bio isn't going to be static. It's going to constantly change depending on the different things that you're doing or the different things that you have going on, okay? So there could be social issues, right? When, everyone changes their Instagram profile to a black picture or to a rainbow or, whatever the case may be, your bio description is going to change. If you are loving your bio descriptions and you want to remember them, then simply use a tool like Google Doc and just save and screenshot the different bios that you have so that you can go back to them when, you're not running a campaign or you don't have any special initiative. But the idea, again, is to keep it simple. All right, so this lesson includes a bio cheat sheet. So it's going to help you run your own audit on your Instagram bio to make sure that you have the most impactful presence when your followers come to your page, okay? So as always, connect with me in the Facebook group, and if you have any questions, email me at support@theigacademy.com, and I will see you in the next